Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience and those tuning in online. Gilluis Perez is making his first appearance on our program today to talk to us not only about his journey as an actor and producer, but also what it's been like for him to do work that he loves and to be able to share that work with all of you. He's been able to be a part of some great programs, not only when it comes to film, but also television. We'll talk to him about that, but also what inspires him as a creative, and, of course, let you guys know how to stay connected with him. Gilluis, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, look, I had a lot of fun prepping for this segment with you because it seems like you've been able to be able to slip into the skin of a lot of different characters throughout your career. What has it been like for you to be able to decide that you want to get into acting and then to be able to see the work that you've been able to do pay off?
I think it's a huge deal to being able to do that because coming from Puerto Rico, I've had any connection to the industry or the entertainment industry. So I really wanted to get in on everything as much as I could, and I could learn from everything as much as I wanted. And it really means a lot to be able to see all that pay off. English is not my first language; it's Spanish, so bear with me. But it's been truly like a dream come true to be able to come from my little town, which is there's nothing going on about industry or entertainment, and being able to go to to be in Netflix.
Right.
So it's really a huge dream. Also, that the need to be heard is something that it really inspired me and really motivated me to go further.
Well, I'm so glad you mentioned that about being heard because I noticed even you and I connected recently on Instagram, and I love the way you're able to use your creativity there. Do you feel as though you were just born to create in some form or fashion, even if it wasn't acting, that in some form of the arts you would have found a place for yourself?
I think we as artists, we are definitely born to create, and other than that, to portray our reality and our experiences and our context on film or whatever medium that is. And I think that is a very important job for the actor and the artist. And if you're not doing that, then what are you doing? It's something that is really, really important for all of us, and to give our perspective and to make a name for not only for yourself but for your people, your community, to others, to inspire others, and to educate, of course. And I think in terms of Instagram and social media, I feel like I never understood it when I started, on social media. I grew up with social media in a way, but I feel like it was a really like a reality check when it started the Netflix show, for example, because I saw that I had so much attention given from the fans of the show, and I understood that we have such a responsibility to put out something that is really, that other people can see and can say, oh, I can do that too, or there's an outlet there, or I'm opening that door for other people that are dreaming as well. So that is very, very important. It's very personal to me too.
Yeah, you were referring to the Netflix show Nicky Jam, and I think for a lot of people, even as they're discovering you or rediscovering you, it has to be fun for them to be able to, even if they're just looking at your page at Gilluis. So let's talk about Instagram for a moment, because we all have heard that saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? I mean, what is it
Sure.
like for you to kind of scroll through your own page and to see the work that you've been able to do?
It's overwhelming. I've had like what I've told you, that I've had a lot of attention and from the show, and it's given me a lot of a platform, and I've seen so many people come to me with different screenshots from different movies or shows that they've seen, or characters they've felt like they have a connection, and I feel that that is something that is very overwhelming, but at the same time it has grounded me to become a better self, human, and a better person in terms of like where I came from, and oh my God, I came from this, from this to this, and from A to B, and it really humbles me a lot to see my growth. So I feel like, yeah, I've done a lot, and I don't try to look at it as this is my resume, but I see it as growth, as definitely something that I'm very proud of, and I know that my family is, and something that it's a teachable experience, to move along.
Right. And I think that's a great thing. And I know there has to be a sense of pride. You were recently giving some advice to some students. I saw in a video on YouTube. Actually, I have to be honest with you. I was on there trying to practice your name, which I'm still not getting exactly correct. But I appreciate you being patient with me. but I love
Thank you so much for practicing.
Oh, of course. So, as I was watching that video over and over again, try to catch the first part with your name, but then looking at the advice, there were two things you mentioned in that video that I definitely wanted to talk about, because I think it's so important for our audience. One of those things is believing in yourself. How important has that been for you, that even though you've had challenges, to believe in yourself?
It's very important, and I'm still trying to attached to that same, to that same statement, because I try to tell to myself as well, and every day to believe in myself, to keep believing in myself, and not only for my career or my dreams, but when I was a little kid, I really didn't have any type of outlet that I could use other than just drawing, and because I never was interested in acting. I saw acting as such a far away profession for me. So I would watch movies all the time. So that was something that it was make believe, and really inspired me, seeing these amazing actors. Even though I didn't understand it sometimes because it was in English, and I would be like, I don't understand sometimes what they say, but it was something that it really brought myself to see that, maybe I can try to be that. Maybe I can try to see myself in some things, which was difficult because I never saw myself on film or TV.
Right.
During my, as a kid. But it was something that it made me thrive for more, to get something more. So I think believing in yourself is something that it takes so much time, so much effort, but I think it's something that you should work on it, and it's something that we all have to try to do at some point in our life. I tried to do it when I was older, and it worked out. It paid off. But it takes time. It takes time. Right. It takes people around you that really love you, and believing in yourself means that you're believing in your family, believing in where you're coming from, your heritage, your identity, your culture, embracing all that, and also embracing all your flaws, So
right.
That is, for me, believing in yourself.
And I think that's so important. And you have had people encouraged by you. How does that feel, to know that by doing what you love, that you are encouraging other people, inspiring other people?
Oh, it's incredibly humbling, really. I when people tell me, like, at events or something, that you need to talk to kids or to talk to schools or different, for me it's very humbling. It's very, sometimes I don't believe it, and I'm just like, who am I to talk to them? But at the same time, I'm trying to not think about myself. I'm trying to think about my experience and how I can help them and how I can motivate them, because some of them, most of them are not from the same experience as me and or the same background as me. So what is something that has to be that is something that they can take from my experience? So I try to be very, not generic, but be very specific. And in terms of like, artistry or talent or soul searching, and I feel that's something that we all can relate if we are, creative people.
Right. That's so true. Well, I want to say for those who are just tuning in, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're speaking to actor and producer Gilluis Perez. We're talking with him not only about what it's been like for him to do what he loves, but also, of course, to be able to share that experience with all of you. Of course, most recently, you guys have seen him on the series on Netflix. So I want to talk about that because a lot of what you've been able to do building up to this has been you've been able to do a lot of short film projects, even to produce and star in them as well. What is that like for you to go from being in that platform of a short film to now being on a major series on Netflix?
Well, I was doing my short films. I'm saying 2012, 2013, where I started basically. I was never on film, before that, but I was in theater, and I had a few of them, local TV shows that I was in, and it really helped me get to move on to my series and to my creative confidence. So basically, I think the need to create and the need to be heard and the need to have an outlet was what drew me to keep on going and to do my short films. And then after that, when I really realized that there was no much more to do here in Puerto Rico and in terms of like film or TV industry, I moved to New York. And I went to the Actor Studio where, it's my alma mater, and it's where I got my training, and they basically, from that on, I really understood that I was built for something more than just what I was doing before. And so I auditioned to TV, and I did a few projects on, for Crackle, for ABC, Showtime, and it was a very, very eye-opening experience because I was, it's a huge set, as you know. It's a lot of actors, a lot of hours, great experiences, many people. Most of the series that I've done are in English, so most of the text is in English, which was the first. I started acting in English in 2016, so it's right there. It's not like since I was a kid, but it was a really eye-opening experience for me to understand that it was a different standard, and it was being on TV series it's a huge step. It's a huge step, and it's a huge accomplishment. Yeah.
So true. And it's something that not only you can be proud of, but again shows other people what they can do. So I want to end with this. What advice would you give to people out there? Because you didn't let location stop you. You're willing to move. You didn't let language stop you. You're willing to learn English. What would you say to our audience out there about the importance of not giving up on their dreams?
I think it takes time. You have to want it. You have to really, really want it. You have to really learn it and unlearn so many things, but at the same work hard. There was time that I really, I was like, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I'm not going to be able to be on a TV series where they speak English. I'm not going to be able to be cast. For some reason, I just, not even before I finished my MFA, I was already, being cast in many shows. And got SAG and everything very, very, very fast. So for me was something that also told me you got to believe, and you have to not put your dreams down. You have to take whatever is coming to you as an experience, as to learn, because I really went with the flow. I really went with but at the same time I worked hard.
Right.
I worked hard, and I tried to learn, as you say, try to learn English, try to understand the culture, try to understand the industry and understand different ways to manage the industry and the entertainment business, which was a first. And I think that's how I think people should approach this medium, this media, and this because it's so intimidating. And I feel like if someone is, has, I would, for example, in my college years, in my MFA, when I was studying in New York, I was like, which I graduated in 2018. I would see my classmates, I would be like, oh my God, it seems so easy to speak in English for them and to express and to, work the emotions through the language, because it's their nature. And I really learned from them actually too. And I would say like, oh my God, they have such a step ahead, And by the end of that, I was already, on film and TV shows before them. And I was like, so you basically don't know exactly. So I would say that you have to approach and to keep moving your dreams, because you don't know. You really don't know what's going to happen next. And you really have to go with the flow and have a harmony with it.
That's so true. Well, we definitely appreciate you being able to stop by the program today. It means a lot. Thank you so much for putting up with me messing up your name. I really do appreciate that too. Let our audience know.
You did amazing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Let our audience know, how can they stay connected with you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Gilluis, Gilluis.Perez at Instagram, and Gilluis Perez on Facebook, and Gilluis Perez on Twitter. And you can follow me there too. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, Gilluis, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it, and definitely looking forward to having you back on the program again.
For sure. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good day, a great day.
You do the same thing. And we definitely want to thank our friends at Studio Matrix for setting up this chat with us for today. And thank all of you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's make it a great one.